You ever see one of those cars on the road, you know the one, and it just looks impossibly new, even though you know it's a few years old? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain. We're going way beyond just a simple wash and wax to look at the services that really, truly maximize a car's potential.
So, let me ask you a question. What do you think is the single biggest enemy of your car's beautiful glossy shine? You might think of things like rain or mud, but the real threats, they're the ones your car is up against every single day, often without you even noticing.
So let's start right there by really understanding the daily battle your car is constantly fighting. It's this ongoing war against the elements, and it happens every single time you pull out of the driveway.
And here are the main culprits. A lot of these are totally invisible until, well, the damage is already done. You've got the sun's UV rays just relentlessly beating down, slowly fading your paint. Then there's dirt and dust, which basically acts like a fine grit sandpaper, just dulling that beautiful finish. And of course, those light scratches that just seem to appear out of thin air. It is a constant assault on your car's appearance.
I know, it sounds a little bit like a losing battle, right? But what if you could give your car a kind of powerful defense system? Modern auto detailing has some amazing solutions that are pretty much like a suit of armor against all this daily wear and tear. Let's talk about that first line of defense.
So for our second section, we are diving right into that first line of defense for your car's exterior. It's an invisible shield, and it gives you this powerful layer of protection against all those elements we just talked about. We're talking ceramic coating.
So this shield is called a ceramic coating. The best way to think about it is like a super durable, completely transparent second skin for your car. It's this liquid polymer that gets applied and then it chemically bonds with the factory paint. What you get is this incredible layer of protection.
And the benefits are just amazing. I mean, it's not just about getting that deep, wet, glossy shine, although that's awesome. It's a real functional barrier against those UV rays and all that dirt, which also makes your car so much easier to clean. But here's the real kicker. By protecting your paint from fading and getting damaged, you're also protecting your car's resale value down the road.
Okay, so an invisible shield is fantastic for preventing any future damage. That's a no-brainer, but what do you do about all those little imperfections that have already happened? You know, the little nicks and scratches from just living your daily life.
Well, that brings us perfectly into our third section. We're going to shift gears from protecting your car to actually restoring it. We're going to talk about how to erase all those little imperfections that time just inevitably leaves behind.
This is where scratch removal comes in. And let's be clear, this is a really meticulous process, not some cheap cover-up job. A professional will use specialized tools and compounds to gently level out the clear coat on your paint, which effectively makes those light scratches just vanish. And the best part, it never touches or messes with the original color underneath.
And this process is so effective. By using all these specialized tools and techniques, those surface-level imperfections can be removed while your car's original paint stays completely preserved. For any of those light scratches, it's a super quick fix that just makes a world of difference in how your car looks. Okay, so the paint is now protected and it's restored. It looks incredible. But the outside of the car is really only half the story, isn't it? So how do we get that same level of protection and comfort on the inside of the car? In our fourth section, we're going to look at a feature that is, I think, often pretty misunderstood. A lot of people just think it's about looks or maybe getting a little bit of shade, but window tinting actually has some serious benefits for you and for your car's interior. We are, of course, talking about window tinting. And yeah, at its core, it's just applying a high-tech film to your car's windows. But believe me, these modern films are engineered to do so much more than just make the glass a little darker. See, window tinting really plays two major roles. Of course, there's the extra privacy, which is always nice, but it also blocks out those harmful UV rays, protecting both you and your car's interior from sun damage. And with these really durable, customizable films, you get this amazing combination of privacy and protection that's just perfect for making your drive more comfortable, especially on those long road trips. So, let's bring all of these different ideas together now. We've talked about protection, we've talked about restoration, and we've talked about interior comfort. So, what is the ultimate goal of all of this? It really all comes down to this one simple but really powerful idea: maximizing your car's potential. This isn't just about a bunch of separate services. It's about a complete approach to car care that really brings out the absolute best in your vehicle. When you combine a protective ceramic coating, a restorative scratch removal, and a functional window tinting, they all work together as a system. They protect, they repair, and they enhance,
all to keep that fresh off the lot feeling day in and day out.
And that kind of leaves us with a final thought. We know that these services help preserve a car's financial value, that's for sure. But is that the only reason we do it? Or is it also maybe about the pride that we take in our vehicles? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer.